All right, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here on our Sunday morning. I said afternoon. I don't know why. It's not the time change either, right? So what is it? 10:11. That means it should be 11:11. So it's still not even that. I want to touch base about the tropics. And let's start with this right here. I want to show you the area that we're watching. If you've been following the videos the last part of last week, you've seen that we're watching this area trying to develop north of Puerto Rico. It's looking more and more likely that something's going to develop and move off to the west towards Florida by the time we get towards Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. Timing may change a little bit. Exactly what it's going to be will change a little bit, but I did want to get you updated on that right now. So I'm going to pull up the 10 Tampa Bay Facebook page. If you're watching on my YouTube page, it's Bobby Deskins Weather. I'm not going to look at questions right now from there because I want to get the Facebook going here. But bottom line is, I think Florida will have to deal with this. I do think that the worst weather will be over on the East Coast, and it doesn't look like it wants to get too strong, but the models are trending a little bit on the stronger side, so that's something that we have to watch. Okay, so let's go now. Here we are talking basically – I got to do one more. I guess the Facebook page didn't go. Let me try this, guys, real fast. Just make sure we can get on there because I can see that it looks like it failed. We'll go ahead and start that. So what you're looking at here, north of Puerto Rico, is an area of low pressure, right? It's starting to develop. It actually looks, fairly decent this morning. It's called Invest 98L. And it's not really exactly tropical in nature at this point, although the water over here is warm water for the most part. So, but there's an upper level low up above this. But what's going to happen is this is basically going to turn off to the north and try to go up and out, but it can't. It's going to run into a high pressure, great big high pressure system that's going to be up here over the Carolinas. And that's going to force it to the west and then back towards Florida. All right. So that's the possibility now. So let's talk models. All right, let's see. So these are some of the spaghetti plots that are calling on, and you can see that turn, right? That takes it up to the north and the west. That is basically what most of the models are suggesting. And you can see they take it back over towards West Palm and then across Tampa and then back out. Now, look, this is not, it could potentially be a Cat 1 hurricane at landfall over here. For the Tampa area, we're talking tropical storm force winds. 20s, 30s, 40s, gusts in the 50s. I'll go over that details a little bit, but it's still, look, we're talking Wednesday, Thursday of next week, mainly Thursday. So the timing's still far off, and we'll have to see what happens. Now, you can see those models. Let me show you these. There are some that do tend to keep it offshore. This would be best case scenario for everybody, but certainly looks like some coastal flooding, storm surge, all that type of deal for the east coast of Florida, not for the west coast. I wouldn't expect evacuations for us or anything like that. But we will have some pretty good weather, I think, coming through as we get into the middle of next week. Forecast models on 98L, it was just kind of designated that, so they're really starting to come in. So it's kind of tough to show you intensity forecast right now. So let's look at the global forecast models. This is the GFS. And you can see, let me make sure you can see all this. Yep, you can. So you can see where it is there, okay? This is Monday morning, tomorrow morning. Closed off a low. So if this were to happen, we could literally get a depression later tonight or tomorrow, okay? Because technically, if it's a closed low or at least a subtropical depression, we could get a PTC. I don't think we'll get that because it's not near land. But see how it goes to the north by Monday night into Tuesday morning? And then look at Tuesday. It's east of Melbourne. And then watch what happens during the day on Tuesday. It comes west-southwest. That's Wednesday morning, Wednesday midday. And it intensifies near Grand Bahama. All right. Not Dorian, okay? Nothing like that, but tropical storm coming through the northern Bahamas on, looks like Tuesday night, Wednesday. All right. Now let's go out to Thursday morning. That's before sunrise on Thursday, some type of landfall here near West Palm. And then it tracks right over top of Tampa. Weekends, of course, because it's coming across land. That's Thursday afternoon at about, 1 in the afternoon? And the timing's going to change, of course. But then it goes out Thursday night as it weekends and comes back up East Coast. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. All right, that's the GFS model. Let's look at the European model. European model was not closing this. Well, it was closing it off, but it's not as strong with it. You see that right there? That's Wednesday night. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit weaker. That's Thursday morning at sunrise. It's already onshore. It's a broader area of low pressure, but that's still a tropical storm likely. And then you can see it's weakening as it comes over top of us Thursday afternoon. It's Thursday night. And then Friday morning, it's already starting that turn to the north and the east. Okay. So now let's talk winds. I'm going to show you just a comparison between the models so that you kind of get an idea of, things are going to change. But on the right-hand side, you're going to see this over here is the GFS model. On the left is the European. And these are wind speeds. So keep an eye. Let's go out through, here comes the center. I mean, look at the GFS over here, real strong. That's got a hurricane right there through Grand Bahama area, right? Especially through Grand Bahama because it's the north side of the eye wall, which seems to be the stronger, of course. Now, this is the European. It's a little bit weaker, especially around the center. This is almost not a tropical feature as much as that is. So the models are really conflicted about whether this thing is probably starts subtropical, goes tropical. The GFS through all of this process, most of last week when it's been seeing this, has been saying it's tropical and it's strong. The European's been doing this. See, if this was, you'd expect for higher winds around the center, just like you see right here, right? The GFS over here is what we expect when we see a tropical system. High winds right around the center, a little less the further away you go, right? Look at this. Around the center, not much. The highest winds are removed off to the north. That's less tropical. Either way, the system's moving in on Florida by Wednesday and Thursday. By Wednesday, really. So the devil's in the details at this point, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. The heads up is, look, we're going to have some weather even in the Tampa area Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And in the Tampa area, it's probably Wednesday, Thursday, in the Friday morning. All right, I don't think it's terrible. But let's keep going with the winds. So you can see now we've got 80-mile-per-hour winds in here trying to make landfall near West Palm. This is Thursday morning at sunrise. Meanwhile, much weaker. And look at Tampa. Tampa's only winds in the 20s. Out of the north and the northeast, by the way, which is not a surge issue for us, okay? That blows the water out. But that's not even a lot of wind there, right? Now, let's go into Thursday after sunset right here. The center on the GFS is stronger, but it's weakening, of course, because it's over land. We've got winds here in the Bay Area in the 30s and 40s. The European model on the left here has 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Same time frame. All right, now this is Friday morning at sunrise. Center on the GFS is north of Ocala. It's up near Gainesville. The center's up in North Florida, South Georgia on the European. Everything's getting better. All right. The backside winds would be higher for us, I think, and that would be 30, 40 mile per hour winds coming off the water. All right. So that is the comparison between the two models. All right. So let's go back and let me show you some other things. This is the GEM, the Canadian. The Canadian, which would be fantastic for us, takes it east of Cape Canaveral by Thursday afternoon and then kind of skirts the coast up into Jacksonville. Now, look, this is a storm surge, coastal flooding, some wind issue for the east coast of Florida. This is not for us. Obviously, we'll get some wind. We'll get some higher than normal tides on the back side of this, but we don't have, I wouldn't expect evacuations or anything like that. This is a tropical storm at least coming through. We'll have to watch it. Now, this is another version of a model you can see here. It's the Icon, which basically it's like the German model, but let me get a little bit faster on this here. You can see what it does. It takes it over Gainesville as well. So it doesn't get the center as far south as Tampa, which for us would just mean less weather. Either way, we're on the back side of it, so it's not the worst side. We're on the cleaner side here in the Tampa area. All right, for ensembles, here's the GFS. See all those little L's in there? That's each location that it thinks. This is the models run like 21 times, and you can see each one of those where it thinks the low is. So the GFS is still all over the place, but that's pretty good agreement, right? That it's coming across Florida and then turning and coming out. You can see how it really splits here, right? Some are all the way up in South Carolina already. All right, this is the European, and you're going to see the European very in a good agreement that it's hitting in the Bahamas. And then it starts to split a little bit, but that's still pretty good agreement that it comes all the way across. Right now, again, the lowest pressure on here right now is, well, that's not right what that says, but I can see some 998s, 997, something like that. That's not terrible. We'll look at that to kind of figure out some wind, 992. That's tropical storm force right there coming through. All right. And again, timing, this is the same model, so timing hasn't changed. Let me see if you can see this. This is a wind forecast model for the Tampa area. And you can see Wednesday into Thursday, it's basically 30-mile-per-hour winds with gusts to near 50 during the day on Thursday. And then it gradually decreases as we go through the day on Friday. Right? Again, just model data, but you get the idea of where we're going with this, okay? After that, and here's some of the good news. After that, we have not been able to cool off, right, guys? I mean, obviously you know that. But one of the reasons why is because we're stuck in this pattern with this tropical moisture here. And the high to the north can't get here. So after this comes through, which is going to be next weekend, a week from today, that's when we're going to start to see some cooler air get in here. All right, that's in this 77, 73 range right in here. This is kind of like cool air. That's too much. Ooh, what did I do there? That's cool air from this area right in here. It's Thursday and Friday. That is from the storm. This is from the weather behind it. Quick warm up, another cool down, warm up, another cool down. This, guys, is where we should be for this time of the year. So it's coming. If you're sick of this humidity that's out there, it's coming. All right, let's talk probability. So this is from the European model. This is the probability that we have a tropical depression in this area. And you can see that's pretty high, especially for Southeast Florida. Probability of seeing a tropical storm decreases for us, stays high for Southeast Florida. Probability of seeing a hurricane. And you can see it. The model just doesn't do it. The GFS does. If they did, it would be this tip, Southeast Florida. So it's Miami up to, I think it's especially West Palm, Jupiter, all the way up to Melbourne would probably see the hardest impacts from all of this if it's to take the track that it's taken right now. Okay, so that is it, guys. Let me get you back out to this picture. You can kind of get an eye on it. I will be taking some questions, looking down there and seeing what happens in the comments. Don't forget to keep following me on my Facebook page, Bobby Deskins Weather. That's my YouTube page as well, too. Twitter is Bobby D Weather or Bobby D WTSP, something like that, I think. Just search Bobby Deskins. It'll be on there. And then, of course, Instagram, all the social medias. 10 Tampa Bay. Don't forget to go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and of course our web page, because we'll have all these graphics updated on there as soon as they come up, as soon as we get a track, that type of stuff. I mean, look, we could get something. I don't think tonight. It's just not organized enough. But sometime tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we could actually get something from the Hurricane Center. Right now, they've got a 70 to 90% chance that this thing develops. All right, so it's on the verge of developing, and then we'll have to see where it goes from there. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Go Bucks. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Of course, keep it tuned right here. I'll keep you updated, and I'll check all those comments and questions and get you guys hooked up with the info, okay? Have a good one, guys. Don't worry. Big time if you're in the Tampa area. It's not a terrible deal here for us. Southeast Florida, strong tropical storm, perhaps a minimal Category 1 hurricane coming on shore by Wednesday, okay? All right, guys. Have a good one.